As-salatu was-salamu alaykum ya Sayyidi ya Habibullah. Your Highness Raja Rahib Rashid Sahib, my brothers and sisters in Islam and Tariqat, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's indeed an honor to be just in the presence of Hazur Qibla Pir Sahib, but it's made even more pleasurable surrounded by the family of Eidgah here today. Today we celebrate 1 month of the spiritual tour of the United Kingdom in Europe by the Shuyukh of the Bari Aliyah Eidgah. From the start, on the 16th of June, at Heathrow Airport, we started with the zikr of Allahu Allahu. We have crossed many towns and many cities, all of them very different in size, in shape, in background, in the kinds of people that we've met. But the one constant that has remained in that is the message of the Bari Aliyah Eidgah. And that message has been, as Brother Shazad was most eloquently expressing in front of you today, is to bring about the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam into our lives. Should we achieve that love in our hearts, then as Hazur Qibla Pir Sahib have said many times, on many occasions, in many mahafils, that once somebody attains the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, there is no need for anything else. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us and continue to bless us all with the presence of Hazur Qibla Pir Sahib and mashallah Hazur Qibla Sahib Zada wal Asham. Many times, you know, we hear even respected ulama and mashayikh that they find it very surprising that at such a young age, the Hazur Qibla Sahib Zada wal Asham have achieved so much. I actually don't understand that. I think what Hazur Qibla Sahib Zada wal Asham have, and have always had, has got nothing to do with age at all. It is very necessary for us to understand that this house that we call the Bari Aliyah Muhammadiyya Eidgah is not dependent upon this world. It's not dependent on good and great people saying how great this house is. What we need to understand is the establishment of this house was made by no other than Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We need no go further back or further forward. And I have heard with my own ears, whenever you hear Hazur Qibla Pir Sahib speak, they always recite the verse of the Quran Kareem, وَرَفَعْنَا لَكَ ذِكْرَكَ. That sits in our hearts and it sits in our minds. And then when something passes from one generation to the next, when you move from one time to another, they always say that, you know, the youngsters cannot reach the stations of their elders. But Hazur Qibla Sahib Zada wal Asham are teaching us now that when they stand up to do a khitab, what do they read? Does anybody know? Do we recognize? Do we realize the ayats of the Quran Kareem that they recite? They recite, وَلَا الْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. That every coming moment is better than every preceding moment. And that is what I see as a ghulam, as a servant of this household, that when I look at, when my eyes were blessed with the sight of Hazur Qibla Sunni Conference rahmatullah alayhi in 1988 at the house of my father, I sometimes joke that, you know, I have the greatest father. I'm sure everybody feels that. And I've been blessed in this world with 2 mothers also. And beyond, and both of those mothers are indeed my mothers. But I've also, beyond that, I've been blessed with 3 shuyukh in my life. When I was a youngster, my father brought me into the court of Hazur Qibla Sunni Conference rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi. They took my hand and controlled my life. And over the last 20-25 years, I have had Hazur Qibla Pir Sahib put me on the right direction. And in Hazur Qibla Sahib Raja Wala Shan, I see my Sheikh and I see my Pir Sahib of the future, of the present and the future, who will show me the way, inshallah. And in respect of Hazur Qibla Sahib Raja Wala Shan, you know, I can stand here and many of you stand here, we can praise our shuyukh, and we must. We must, because that is the way of the Sahaba Ikram. They used to praise their kings, so therefore it is incumbent on us to praise our kings. But what do our kings want us to do more than praise them? It is to praise Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I've been fortunate enough, I think I was in Rotherham the other day, that I sought the permission of Hazur Qibla Pir Sahib to read the Naqba. And alhamdulillah, and may Allah continue to have their sayah upon me and upon all of us. They were very pleased. And from the whole of this talk, as you know, I write a little bit, and I just want to leave 2 words with you. I've seen many different things in this talk, many happy occasions, many challenging times. But in every occasion, whether somebody's done a wonderful job or somebody's slipped up, or in my case, I've slipped up on a number of occasions, I haven't met the standards that Hazur Qibla Alam expect of me. I've always heard 2 words from Hazur Qibla Alam. One is appreciation. If somebody does something really good, you appreciate what they do, because that encourages them to do even better. And when somebody slips up a little bit more, what does Hazur Qibla Alam say? They encourage you even more. They tend to forget all your mistakes and focus on your positiveness. So if there's something you want to go away with today, go away with 2 words: appreciation and encouragement. And my belief is that if you appreciate and if you encourage one another, there is nothing that's going to stop us from reaching our goal, inshallah. With the kind permission of Hazur Qibla Pir Sahib, I want to read another part today. I've been practicing this for a whole week, and my sons have asked me to read this in front of Hazur Qibla Pir Sahib. I haven't got a voice of an Adhan, but I love this Naqba. And I read it from many different perspectives. The gentleman who wrote this must have written it in his own way to appreciate how he wants to express his appreciation. And the personalities that I've talked about today, my father, and those great fathers, I want to read this from many different angles. And many of you will know this, the words to this, so I'd like you to join me, please. Can we start with the Rasulullah